Bro, I'm actually done. I'm not disappointed. I'm not surprised. I'm angry. Because what we just watched made no sense. How do you dominate a team for 45 minutes? How do you pin them in their own half? And how do you make them look completely lost and still walk off that pitch with 0 points at home? This isn't bad luck anymore. This isn't a young team learning. This is a pattern. Every single week, it's the same script. Start fast, miss chances, don't kill the game off, panic, and then collapse. And the worst part is, every single Chelsea fan watching that first half knew exactly what was coming. We knew that if we didn't score that second goal, we were in trouble. This is not elite mentality. This is trauma. So today we're going to talk about a disgraceful VAR decision, a complete loss of control, a squad crying out for leadership, and structural issues that keep coming back to haunt us and cost us points. What's up, y'all? It's your boy Fouad here with another video. This is the match review for obviously Chelsea, Aston Villa. Super disappointing game. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and let's get into it. Guys, this was a massive game. Villa came in on a long unbeaten run, 10 in a row, winning games even when they didn't play well. Unai Emery has done an incredible job with this squad. They're disciplined, they're organized, they're ruthless. And us, Chelsea, 1 win in our last 5 league games. We had to win this game to stay in the top 4 conversation. On top of that, Enzo Maresca was suspended for this game and he was managing the club from the stands. And Willy Caballero handled things on the touchline. This game was a classic case of the oldest squad in the Premier League versus the youngest squad in the Premier League. Experience versus raw talent. And once again, experience won. So starting with the lineup, the first question marks I had was when I saw Wesley Fofana on the bench, right? Because in my opinion, if he's healthy, I just don't get why he's not playing and why he's not starting. Our best center back pairing, in my opinion, is Chalobah and Fofana. Badiashile starting this game raised some eyebrows, but given the benefit of doubt, it's fine. Let's see how that plays out. But it was good to see Esteval and Delap back on the bench after injury. And overall, I'm not going to lie, that lineup looked positive to me. Besides the question marks about Badiashile, it looked pretty positive, and I thought we can get the job done. But you can already see it. This was a game that was going to be decided by decisions, not specifically talent on the pitch. So the first half was really positive from Chelsea, right? They were excellent in that first half. Villa couldn't even get out of their half at one point. They couldn't pass. They couldn't build anything, right? Garnacho and Neto were working nonstop on the wings. Cross after cross was coming into the box, albeit I expect better crosses from them because some of them were very shady. But, they were putting in work. And Cole Palmer had a couple of big chances. He put the ball wide a couple times. Reece James had a great half volley that he missed, went slightly wide. But overall, we were doing really well in that first half. Caicedo was absolutely dominant in midfield. He was doing what Caicedo does, right? He was breaking up play. He was winning his duels, switching the ball wide with authority. Amazing first half by Caicedo. Badiashile and Chalobah barely had to defend in that first half, to be honest, right? And when they did, they looked like they were alert and they did well. Then came the 37th minute of the game. We won a corner and Reece James whips in an unbelievable ball. A little bit of confusion in the box and the ball went in. It's almost an Olympico, but João Pedro gets like the slightest touch on it and claims the ball, or at least the goal. And it's 1-0 Chelsea, fully deserved. It was an unbelievable first half, and we just were knocking on the door, and that goal was definitely coming. When I say Villa was struggling, I mean they didn't have a shot on target until the last kick of the first half. Even with that said, every single Chelsea fan knew in their gut. We knew that if we didn't get a second goal in that first half, we were in trouble. We needed that cushion. Into the second half, It starts off, and in the 47th minute, Ian Matson handballs in the box, trying to stop Neto from getting a header. And it was it was obvious, it was stonewall. VAR looks at it, and no penalty. I mean, I don't even know what to say at that point, right? I'm sorry, that is an absolute joke of a decision. If Chelsea's defenders did that, or a Chelsea defender had handballed in the box, hands down, that would be given as a penalty by VAR. That penalty is given 9 out of 10 times. And this is why I always say it's moments like that that change games. And this league refuses to protect consistency when it comes to big VAR decisions like that. We see it 1 week given, we don't see it another week. We see it 3 weeks in a row, then we don't see it again. This is ridiculous at this level. It should not happen. All in all, we still dominate the start of the second half, and then somewhere around like the 59th minute, Emery makes a triple substitution. So Emery adjusts and we don't, right? He brings on Sancho, he brings on Onana, he brings on Ollie Watkins, and that's what I call game management, right? 2 minutes later, Ollie Watkins scores. Yes, it's lucky. Yes, it deflects. But it happens, right? And we lost complete control of the game at that point. From that moment, Villa had a lot of belief in their game, and we panicked. You could literally see Enzo Maresca in the stands on a walkie-talkie trying to regain control of the team. But at that point, momentum was gone, and Villa had all of the momentum going forward. Then came like an odd moment where Enzo Maresca made a substitution. Actually, he made 3, but one of those subs was Marc Cucurella. Yes, our left back. And that had me fuming. I was shocked. I was wondering, why the hell are we taking Marc Cucurella out of this game when we need him to defend? He was doing a lot for us. Not only was he playing left back and protecting the left side, he was also at times moving into midfield, linking up really well. Like Marc Cucurella was effective for us today. So I didn't like that call. I was super upset. I was fuming, especially because we had Malo Gusto move into that spot, which didn't make any sense to me. It's not until later at the post-match press conference that Enzo Maresca clarified that Marc Cucurella actually felt something in his hamstring and asked to be subbed off the game. So fair play, I get it. It's not a tactical error on Maresca's part, but here's where like the real issue lies, right? Why do we not have proper cover at left back? I get it. We have Hato, who's 19, who's young, who's our backup, but he was injured prior to this game, so he was not on the bench. So once Marc Cucurella goes down, we're forced into a Malo Gusto left back position, a weakened defensive side, and less balance and stability throughout the game. Football is all about balance, right? And for me personally, that's not on the players today. I mean, that's a squad building problem. I mean, just imagine if Cucurella gets injured for any length of time, we are screwed at left back. This is completely unacceptable at this level, especially given the amount of money we spent building this squad. So moving on to like the 83rd minute, can't believe I'm saying this. Gusto misses a simple interception. Ball gets to Ollie Watkins. Chalobah blocks his shot. They win a corner. They take that corner. Ollie Watkins goes up, header, goal, done. 2-1 Aston Villa. And that was it. So take this in, guys. Villa won this game, not because they were, amazing or anything like that, but because Chelsea couldn't cope. We couldn't handle the pressure. We lack the experience to go through moments like that. That's why we lost this game. There was even a funny moment in like the 89th minute or so. Sanchez slips while holding the ball. He slips outside of the box, essentially, before he releases the ball. So, I mean, you actually couldn't even script this, to be honest, right? So then they get a free kick right at the edge of the box. Thankfully, he saves it. But that moment really just kind of like summed up all the chaos that was going on in this game today. And that referee, absolutely dreadful. Super inconsistent, soft yellows across the board, no control of that game, and essentially robbed us of a penalty. All in all, guys, this result was completely unacceptable. You cannot dominate games for one half and then completely disappear in the second half. We saw this last week as well when we played horribly the first half and played really well the second half. But this is like a weekly occurrence at this point. This squad is screaming for experience, leaders, and calm heads. Maresca is clearly screaming for that as well. And if the board doesn't back him properly, we will waste the talents of Caicedo, of Palmer, of Esteval. It's going to happen because they will leave. It's as simple as that. This club cannot keep learning the same lessons over and over again. Because right now, Chelsea doesn't lose games because teams are better. We lose games because we don't grow up. Guys, if you feel the same, like this video, subscribe, and comment below because I want to hear what you have to think. Do you think the same way that I think? Do you agree with some of the points that I made today? Let me know in the comments and let's engage. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.